Next topic on the course on estimating and costing is contract. In order to study this topic, first it is important to know what do you mean by contract. There is a work which is to be accomplished, and this work is undertaken by a client or owner. And in order to execute this work, client would select the contractor through tendering process. And the legal agreement between the contractor to whom the work is been awarded through tendering process, owner, and the work for which the tendering process or the contractor is selected is known as contract. The contractor might also be selected through non-tendering process like negotiation. The various client or owner can be directly by ministry or government department, public work organization, or public sector undertaking, that is PSC organization set up to execute work. The work can be through directly ministry of the central or state government, whereas the public work organization includes central public work department, state public work department, and other government agencies like military engineering services, border road organization, ministry of constructions, defense, environmental. And public work sector organization includes various public sector undertakings set up by central and state government. Based on the contract, the contracts are of following type. First is lump sum contract, second unit rate contract, third percentage rate contract, piecework contract, engineering procurement and construction contract, and public-private partnership, out of which atom rate or unit rate contract is more widely used in case of tendering and other civil engineering structures. EPC, that is engineering procurement and construction contract, also known as turnkey contract, are also widely adopted in case of civil engineering work. Lump sum or fixed price contract is for small work where the work is been limited and the contract is awarded based on fixed price. In item rate or unit rate contract, the rate would be quoted for each of the item of work, like for PCC, RCC, brickwork in superstructure, plastering, internal plastering, external plastering, coloring. So the rate would be quoted for each of this item, and based on this the rate comparison between the various contractor would be made. In percentage rate contract, the percentage would be quoted for the various item of the work. In piecework contract, a contract is awarded based on the fixed price and stipulated time. In engineering, procurement and construction contract, these are more widely used in the private sectors. In this type of contract, the contractor would start from engineering design, that is the technical design, also the procurement, that is the material and labor, and along with that construction. So all the three phases, that is planning, selection and execution, are done by the contractor. This is also preferred by the client, those who have limited knowledge about the technical aspects of construction. Again, public-private partnership are also very widely used in case of road and multi-million projects. Based on this, there are some guidelines for framing the conditions of contract. The contract, as it is a legal agreement, there are some standard conditions laid down in a contract, and these guidelines are given by FIDIC, that is International Federation of Consulting Engineers, and at national level, these guidelines are given by various state and central government agencies. FIDC is an international organization which recommends the condition of contract for various civil engineering work. In the present topic or the present course, we are going to study the condition of contract as per national body, that is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. But prior to this, we would have an overview on the conditions of contract through International Federation of Consulting Engineer. International Federation of Consulting Engineer was founded on 22nd July 1913 by Franco countries Belgium, France and Switzerland. FIDIC stands for International Federation of Consulting Engineers. It is an universal standard for guideline on conditions of contract. FIDIC has more than 100 countries as member. Its headquarters is located in Geneva, Switzerland, and the present president is William Howard. The standards and the publication published by the FIDIC includes the Red Book, which states the condition of contract for work of civil engineering construction. The Yellow Book states the condition of contract for electrical and mechanical work. The Orange Book includes the design and build and turnkey contracts, whereas the White Book includes the client consultant model service agreements related clauses. Some of the general FIDIC clauses, that is non-project specifics, are highlighted here, which includes the role and authority of the engineer, liability of error in the drawing technical specification or employer's requirements, liability for proving access to and on the site, liability for obtaining permits and approvals, liability for unforeseeable physical conditions, labor conditions, delay caused by authorities, defect liability including latent defects, and procedure for dispute settlement and resolution. These were some of the general clauses as per the FIDIC. The specific clause also include the project related, that is the technical as well as non-technical, for some of the standard items like concreting, PCC, which are commonly used in the civil engineering construction work. Apart from this, it has a prime importance upon the safety and quality control requirement of work. This was about the FIDIC. Now we would study some of the conditions of contract based on the national code, that is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Again, it gives the condition of contract in two types, that is general and specific. In general, it would include both technical as well as non-technical guidelines, whereas in specific, it includes the project specific guideline which may be technical as well as non-technical, and a major focus is given on labor laws. The conditions of contract as per Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation are stated here, that is language of contract, communication, subcontractor, employer and contractor risk, delegation, settlement of dispute, project duration and extension, quality control and assurance, safety and discoveries, cost control, termination of contract, defect liability and maintenance. The cost control and assurance includes the technicality which can be studied through specification. The defect liability and maintenance includes the duration through which the contractor is liable for the repair of the defect, or it is a time work after the completion of the project, and only after the completion of defect liability and maintenance period the security advance submitted by the contractor would be refunded. We would study few of these conditions of contract individually. First is language of contract. The language of the contract and the law governing the contract are stated in the contract data. Communication. All the communication between the parties involved in the contract should be in written, and a notice will only be effective when it is delivered. In order to have a smooth communication, a nodal officer is appointed. Nodal officer or his nominee can be a representative of employer, and all the communication related or through to the employer are through nodal officer. He acts as an representative for employer, and his decision is termed as an equivalent to the employer. Subcontract. The contractor may subcontract with the approval of the nodal officer or his nominee, but may not assign the contract without the approval of the employer in writing. The subcontractor does not alter contractor's obligation. Employer and contractor risk. This includes the risks which are to be covered by the employer and the risk covered by the contractor. The risks such as natural calamities like flood, earthquake, war are to be covered under the employer's risk. Also, some unforeseeable reason if the work is been delayed, that risk has also been controlled or has to be liable towards the employer. Further, loss or damage due to the usage or occupation by the employer of any section or part of the permanent work, except where the contractor is provided, the liability of risk lies to the employer. The risk where the contractor is responsible includes the loss and damage of physical property and or personal injuries and death to the labor. These are some of the risks which are governed by the employer and the contractor. Delegation: the nodal officer or his nominee may delegate any of the duties and responsibility to other people except to the conciliator after notifying the contractor, and may cancel any delegation after notifying the contractor. Nodal officers serve here the rights of assigning any delegation with the notifying the contractor. The settlement of dispute. A dispute is settlement through a hierarchy procedure. First, from the nodal officer or his nominee. The decision of nodal officer or his nominee can be challenged to the conciliator or dispute review board, and the decision of dispute review board or conciliator can be challenged to the arbitrator. Nodal officer or his nominee form the first point of contact for contract valuing up to 10 crore, and his decision can be challenged to the conciliator within 28 days of the issue of decisions. Conciliator forms the first point of contact for the contract valuing 10 crores and above. Also, the conciliator must give his decision within 28 days from the receipt of dispute. Decision of conciliator can again be challenged to the arbitrator within 28 days. Conciliator is paid on daily basis along with reimbursement expenses. The fees of conciliator is paid equally by employer and contractor. Arbitrator. Arbitrator. The decision of conciliator or dispute revenue board are challenged to arbitrator. The tribunal of arbitrator includes three arbitrators, one by each employer and contractor, and third arbitrator based on the mutual consent. Arbitration shall be conducted by the expert from the panel of CIDC SIAC Arbitration Center. Arbitration must be appointed within 14 days after the date of receipt of notice appointing arbitrator. In this way, the dispute resolution procedure takes place, and in most of the cases, decision of the arbitrator is accepted by both of the parties or all the parties involving in a contract. Safety and discovery. The safety of all the materials and the labor lies on the contractor side, whereas of discovery, any valuable item discovered during the execution of the work is the property of the employer, and it should be notified to the nodal officer and or his nominee. Cost control. This form one of the major clauses of the condition of contract. First is include the escalation cost. The escalation cost is calculated using the equation E equal to K into R into I1 minus I0 divided by I0, where E is the amount of escalation, K is equal to constant decided by employer, and its value should not be lower than 0.85 and not higher than 0.9. R is equal to total value of work during the quarter. I1 is average construction cost indices during the guarantee of incidence, whereas I0 is equal to average base construction cost index. For calculating escalation, base should be taken as 28 days prior to submission of tender. Next clause on cost control is advance payment. Contractor is paid advance for the mobilization as well as construction or installation of equipment. Mobilization up to 10% of the contract price can be paid to the contractor, and this can be charged at an interest of 12%, or it can also be charged interest free based upon the employer. The advances which are charged to the contractor or which have been paid to the contractor is recovered through the running bills. The mobilization advance has to be paid in two installments. First installment is paid after mobilization, and second installment would be paid after satisfactory utilization of earlier advances. For construction or installation of equipment, 90% of the assessed cost of machinery can be paid. The recovery of mobilization and construction equipment advance start within 15% of the work is executed and should be completely recovered till the 80% of the work is completed. Next clause on cost control is liquidated damages. It includes the charges or the penalty for the delay in the completion of the work. The penalty is laid at an half percent of the contract price per week of delay, subjected to maximum of 10% of the contract price. Next clause is retention. The employer shall retain from each payment due to the contractor the proportionate stated in the contract data until the completion of the work. This includes the security deposit, and its amount should not exceed 5% of the contract price, and this is deducted through the running bill, and approximately 6% of the price or the advance is deducted through running bill. Taxes. The rate quoted by the contractor shall be deemed to be inclusive of the sales and other taxes which will have to be liable on the contractor side. Any change in the tax system after the signing of the contract would be on the employer side, and the necessary provisions would be made after the documentary evidences. Security advances. The nodal officer or his nominee shall make advance payment in respect of material and plant brought to site for not yet incorporated or installed in the work in accordance with conditions stipulated in the contract data. 75% of cost of material and plant brought to site for incorporation into the work only shall be paid as security advance. Material which are of perishable nature should be adequately insured. Next clause is cost of repair. Loss or damage to the work or material to be incorporated in the work between the start date and the end date of the defect correction period, or it can also be termed as defect liability period and maintenance period. Security. Security includes the two parts: performance security and retention money to be recovered from running bill. Performance security of 5% of the contract amount shall be provided by the contractor to the employer within the 28 days from the letter of acceptance, and the performance security shall be refunded within 14 days of taking over certificate by the employer. Incentives and bonus. This is one of the optional clause which have been included in the conditions of contract. The contractor is being paid bonus or incentive of half percent of the contract price, subjected to the maximum of 5% for the early completion of the work. Half percent is for per week early completion. The incentives or bonus would be applicable in time critical projects. These were some of the general conditions of contract as per Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. The conditions of contract which are specific includes the labor laws, and the various labor laws as per the national standard are Workmen Compensation Act 1923, Payment of Gratuity Act 1972, Employee PF and Miscellaneous Provision Act 1952, Maternity Benefit Act 1951, Contract Labor Act 1970, Minimum Wages Act 1948, Payment of Wages Act 1936, Equal Remuneration Act 1979, Payment of Bonus Act 1965, Industrial Dispute Act 1947, Industrial Employment Act 1946, Trade Union Act 1926, Child Labor Act 1986, Interstate Migrant Workers Act 1979, the Building and Other Construction Worker Act 1996 and SACE Act of 1996 and Factory Act 1948. These are some of the specific conditions of contract which the contractor and all the parties abide in the contract should follow. In this lecture, we have studied what we mean by contract, what are the various types of contract, an introduction to FIDIC, and the conditions of contracts based on Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. This was all about contracts. Thank you.